The coronavirus. It's a little update here.
First presumptive case of coronavirus has been detected in Toronto, with officials saying it wouldn't be unexpected to have more cases going forward. Though the risk of spreading the virus from one person to another here at home remains low, it hasn't stopped all the worries and concerns. And for one group, they fear they could once again be the targets of racism and discrimination.
I've actually seen this. I saw this in an article where it said
racist and discrimination.
I saw it's so funny that you got this video because I read an article over the weekend that had some funny wording where they were talking about the coronavirus spreading and taking precautions, and at the end they said, and the Canadian Health Ministry would like to remind everybody that it's illegal to to engage in any sort of discriminatory hiring or labor practices in the time of this pandemic unless somebody shows appropriate symptoms. It's just like, wait, what? They have to remind you even in this to not be racist. Guys, there's a mega pandemic and a virus spreading across the world, but hey, the last thing we're going to do is to let that turn us into racists.
As Chinese Canadian, we have had a very negative experience during SARS.
It was during those years that members of the Chinese Canadian community say they were the target of the hysteria that unfolded following the outbreak. And now there are fears that history is repeating itself.
People were not going to Chinese restaurants. People were not going to shopping malls. In fact, me coughing right now in the TTC, Chinese women coughing right away. I'm sure the whole section will clear out. I remember there was so much fear. Once there is a confirmed case in Canada, immediately, because of racism, because of discrimination, the whole Chinese Canadian community will be branded.
It's not because of racism.
Yes, it is, Royce. Xenophobia is what I call it.
No. It's not because of racism. How many cases? Can somebody tell me how many cases of the coronavirus are out there right now? How many? Does somebody know?
4,000.
Okay, and so then multiply that by 10 because China's lying. So let's say 40,000. Let's say 10,000. Let's get better. Let's say 10,000 because they're fucking lying. 10,000 people have it. Because again, I don't believe China. No, 41 people died. We're not talking about the 41 people that have it. We're talking about the people, not the people that died. We're talking people that have it, right?
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah. That many people already died. Motherfuckers would be losing.
This would be a big problem. So let's say that many people have it, right? Mongolia just shut down their border because of this today. They are, I believe they're asking China to make the wall bigger. They're shutting down their schools. Hong Kong shut down their schools for 3 weeks. It's not racism when 99.9% of people who have it are Chinese. That's not is it racism to go if you have a room filled with people, right?
I believe in temporary racisms during certain times.
100,000. They just confirmed 100,000. Is that true?
I don't know if it's that much.
According to nurses and doctors in China who claim the Chinese government is lying, it was closer to 90 to 100,000 2 days ago.
We're fine. Everybody's fine. Mm-hmm. We're all going to be fine. No, but like I believe in temporary racisms. It's happened historically. It'll happen again in the future. There's times where, look, they did it to the Japanese here. Am I condoning it? No. Am I condemning it? No. But, it's sometimes you're at war with somebody and they may have culturally gotten really way too entwined into your society and maybe gotta, do some things. I get it, whatever. This also happens to be with, and by the way, this has nothing to do with they're like, don't be racist. Nobody's saying like every Chinese person right now needs to be treated like crap. Not that they're, living like captains of industry in this country anyway, but we're just talking about the ones that like literally, like it's not hard to go, okay, give me a flight manifest. Who came from here? Who came from there? Who came from here? It's very easy in this day and age to figure out who's going where and traveling from that area. I only want the temporary racisms to apply to people who went to that area. That's it. Just China for right now. China.
But the point about being racist is like if there's a room, right, and there's 10 people in the room, 9 of them are white, 1 of them is black, and I were to tell you, hey, without any information, who has sickle cell? What would you guess?
I would probably do a battery of tests on everyone.
You can't. You have to.
I'm
you have
like
to guess.
Dr. House.
You
I'm
have
like,
to
I
guess.
don't care. You do the tests anyway.
Right. But see, that's my point. Like it's
I'm just picturing Royce getting hooked up as they're taking blood and him going, "This is really stupid. I really regret giving this to you because this is a waste of time." It's the black guy, Mersh. It's the black dude.
Bali Song made this. The Wuhan Clan. Here it is. I think this is what people were talking about, actually.
And the left-hand panel shows the number of clinical or clinically apparent confirmed cases should be somewhere around the region of 25 to 26,000 as of Chinese New Year Day. And on the right-hand panel, inclusive of those who might have been incubating and therefore had not shown any symptoms yet, the number approaches 44,000. The 2019 novel coronavirus epidemic that started in Wuhan, maybe it is not a prediction, but it is in preparation as a precautionary principle. As a precautionary principle, we have to be prepared that this particular epidemic may be about to become a global epidemic. This is not a certainty by any stretch of the imagination, but there is a not weak, or there is not insubstantial probability that this might happen. And therefore, we must prepare better for it. We are at the stage where we have not seen the peak of the Wuhan epidemic yet, and then we would expect 1 or 2 weeks later, followed by Chongqing.
I don't believe it. I think it's Elon Musk under that mask.
I don't think so.
And he's going to pull it off in a second. They're going to go, "Wait a minute, that's you again, Musk. Get him." Just runs out. I got you again.
So obviously there's a bunch of conspiracy theories that have been going around because of it.
I like a good conspiracy theory.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories.
I'll
going
call
around.
Oliver Stone's kid. We'll get the gang back together again.
Kathy Zhu is losing her goddamn mind.
What mind? She's a moron.
She's a pea brain.
She's a moron who's good at tweeting things that get her the reaction she wants.
She said something to the effect of, actually, you know what? Let me read it for you because I think it's actually better if I just read it for you. Kathy Zhu said something to the effect of,
"Ching chang chong, a peep-beat in your coke."
well, I'm going to translate it. Kathy Zhu said, "Most of you guys don't even know that it's literally legal to eat dogs in certain states in the U.S. LOL. California, Georgia, Hawaii, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, and Virginia are the only states that eating dogs is illegal." This is equivalent to that dude that knows like the age of consent of every state. And you're like, I mean, technically it's legal, but you're a fucking creep. And also, it's actually illegal. In 2018, it's federally illegal to eat any dogs or cats. It was passed by the Senate. So
It's also legal to fuck a 15-year-old in certain places. This doesn't mean it's cool, or I'll still, get by without that.
right. So
Like, I get it. You can eat bat here. That's cool. Do you guys have a Wendy's or even like, I don't know, Five Guys? I'll spend a little money.
when I tell you she is fucking losing it, like she is losing it. Nobody cares about her.
She's a moron, and she's pretty much resorted now to being content for the Zoomers and for all the Groypers and stuff. They just make fun of her. That's all she exists just for people to make fun of on Twitter and, post her scene videos.
She became a
with
joke,
Ching,
huh?
Chang, Chong. Yeah, they just they brutalize her. It's always, most of her followers now are ironic followers. It's pretty funny.
So, yeah, Kathy, that the little 15 minutes of fame is over, isn't it?
She's just one other thought that wants to be contrarian. Like, it's very easy to spot. That's why they all go the conservative route early on, because they're like, I'm a conservative, because it's the easiest contrarian route. But she's just going to be tweeting contrarian shit. She's like every other thought with a fucking Twitter account that's ever come and gone. She's the same thing. She's just going to tweet things that are like, oh, I think you couldn't be allowed to eat that. And then everybody just
That's a good impression. That's exactly what she sounds like.
exactly what she
She's been
sounds
working on it, guys.
That's just, it's what it is.
$3 ones and zeros. LOL at how far away the reporter from the Chinese flu lady is. The one that was talking to the lady, she was like, yeah, no, it's racist. I know. Chinese. There's a Chinese man in the chat. Patient zero pre-infection clip. Pulling up videos in the middle of the show is difficult. Let's check it out. Maybe play after the break. Teddy.